Welcome back to Rising Phoenix Oracle. I am T the Oracle. Thank you for tuning in for another celebrity reading. So we're going to pick up again. I do have some videos. I think I have 1 or 2 videos on Diddy. I think one on Diddy and Carisha. That'll be linked here. I do have one on Diddy. And then we're picking up on Diddy again because why? Diddy is a hot topic and he's in the news and he got a lot going on, right? So we're just going to go ahead and get started. All right. So with this reading, we want to pick up and see how is Diddy feeling? Like, what is he thinking right now? Because, you know, over the last week, this past week, there's been pictures of him, I think, out in Miami. He was out riding bikes or doing something with Stevie J, and some fans or people took pictures with him. I think it was one picture I just saw this morning. He was riding a bike, all smiles. There was another picture or video that TMZ caught, I think, and he was like at his Miami mansion dancing in the back where the pool was. And me personally, I feel like this is a show. A show of I'm unbothered. But what's really going on with Diddy? What is he thinking? What's really going on? Walking away. This actually came out in the reverse. We have woman holding a coin. This also came out in the reverse. Door to value. This also came out in the reverse. Action. This also came out in the reverse. Child. The World card. And let's pull another. The Temple Path. Very interesting, okay? Now, if we take a look at these cards here, let's go to the first row of cards. We have this walking away card, right? There's some partnerships that are being dissolved. There are also some people that are, I would say, not necessarily putting their self on the line for him, or there are some people who decided not to put themselves out there to vouch for him. Okay. I also feel like he's cutting ties with some people, personal as well as business wise. He's just trying to clear up a lot of avenues in his life. Okay. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do. He's the cleanup man, a cleanup woman, cleanup man. So there's a lot going on, right? This card right here, to me, it feels as if he's thinking like, who's coming out next? Who's coming out next with accusations or trying to get a coin from me? Okay, you see this woman holding a coin. She has a lot of purple on, which could represent royalty, but also represent someone who is in power, someone of prestige, someone who has the upper hand. She has a black cat right here. She's protected. The cat has on purple as well. Looks like she's sitting on some type of throne or a chair that looks like is fit for a queen. There is a woman with a lot of power who may come out, who may come for him as well. This woman knows a lot of information, and she knows that if she shares this information, this will also open up another can of worms. And to me, it feels as if Diddy is just kind of like going over the relationships in his mind, because Diddy knows a lot of people. Over the last 20 to 30 years, he has built relationships with people all across Hollywood, the music industry, the film industry, just celebrities in general. He has connections and he knows a lot of people, and a lot of people have been connected to him. So with this raid that has happened, with everything that's coming out, and there will be more information that will come out, it really does feel as if there's a woman who is of good stature, who is well known, who is powerful. She has some information and she may come forward. Okay. And that may cost him a pretty penny, either if she's going to sue him herself, or if what she has is damaging information that may cause him to lose even more connections, endorsements, money, or whatever it is. Okay. This also came out, and this came out in the reverse. This is the door to value card, okay? And this is in reverse. So this, to me, he's kind of like putting his ducks in a row. He's putting things in order. He's making sure that his money, his finances is lined up. What's more important? It would be his finances, then it would be his family, which would be his children, just making sure that his legacy can be, I guess, untouched. I don't know, it feels like almost as if he may be trying to put his money in some type of fund or in his children's name or something where it can be protected. Some kind of way where his legacy, his finances can be protected, where he can't be left with just nothing or destitute or just poor. It looks like he's being smart and trying to figure out how to save his fortune and his legacy and his money. So even that could be putting money offshore or whatever it is. But that's what he's on. That's what type of time he's on right now. Then you have this action card that came out in the reverse as well. And if you look at it, you see that there are two horses. There's a black horse and there's a white horse. So that represents the yin and yang. That can also represent the masculine and the feminine, positive and negative, or whatever it is. Okay. So this card came out in the reverse. So that can mean, you know, things are on a standstill or on a halt, or he's being very cautious with the moves that he's making right now. And that can be in alignment with what I said about him getting his ducks in a row, cutting ties with certain people, solidifying relationships with certain people, still doing things behind the scenes. Like, don't think that people are just going to stop talking to him, or people have everybody has cut ties with him. That's not necessarily true. There have some people that are still away from him because they really had bad experiences with him, that have hurt them to the core, whether it's financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, or whatever it is. But there are some people behind the scenes that are still going to be working with him. He's still going to be making money. But he just has to make sure that he solidifies those relationships with those people that are still behind the scenes working with him. And then because he's so well connected in Hollywood and in the industry, there are a lot of people who do not want to be pushed into the forefront because of their relationship with him. You know, some people retreat for a while. When something bad comes up and they're connected to that person, sometimes they'll back up, but they'll support you behind the scenes. And I see that happening as well. So you might not see a lot going on in the forefront, but there's still a lot going on behind the scenes. Then you have this world card that came up. He still thinks that the world is at his fingertips. He still thinks he still has pull, which in actuality, he kind of does. Right now, it's just the higher ups and the elites letting him know, like, we still pull the strings. You know what I mean? A lot of this that you have is because of us and your connection with us. But at the same time, Diddy is like, he has his hands and he's made his connections as well. Like I said, so there are people that still support him. So he still has some kind of pull. He still has these networking and these connections. So, you know, he just not going to be destitute. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, he feels as if he can still pick himself up. Then you have this Temple Path card. I think there was a reading that I did. I think the previous reading, I'll link it in the description box and in the comments. But I said that I felt like he was switching up his spiritual team. He had like spiritual advisors or people that covered him to kind of like spiritually protect him from certain things happening. This card is kind of like a confirmation, and it's just basically saying that the spirit team that he's connected to or his covering, they're working in overtime. He's connected to them. He's connecting spiritually to whatever it is he do. And this is working on overtime. This is what's going on. So this is what's going on with him behind the scenes. Is he sweating? I don't necessarily say sweating, but he's strategic. He's planning. He knows that things can go certain ways, but he feels as if he wouldn't just necessarily lose everything, but he's making sure that he's getting his ducks in a row. And he knows that there are some people that could come out that what they say and what they can be able to prove can be damaging. But if he's able to protect his finances, he feels as if he could be able to protect himself. And if he still has a certain amount of money in a bracket, he has his connections, he can always build himself back up. And that's what he feels. Okay. what's going to happen within the next 6 months? What's going to happen to him or with this case within the next 6 months? Let's go back here. And we'll leave it here. And then we'll just create another part, another video. What's going to happen with Diddy in the next 6 months? What's happening with Diddy in the next 6 months? What's happening with Diddy in the next 6 months? What's going to happen with him in the next 6 months? Let's do one more shuffle. All right. This came out in the reverse. This is happy family. Man holding a coin. Remember I said he's going to be trying to protect them finances and his legacy. Door to personal healing and happiness. 7 chakra archangel Uriel. You have yin and yang. Anxiety reversed. So it feels as if, I would say there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There are going to be people that are closest to him, like I said, even family members. Some are supporting him and there are some are not. They're backing away. They're like, you know, we heard about what was going on. We've probably seen some things over the years, but, you know, kind of giving it a benefit of doubt or turning a blind eye. But there are some people in his family that are just like, no, I'm drawing a line. Like, this is just horrible. This is terrible. I cannot. But it does appear that his children will still be supportive of him for the most part. They will keep a united front. However, there are some family members and some people who he's been connected to behind the scenes for a while that will break ties. But, you know, it's a 50-50. That's what it's looking like. So his connections and his ties, his family, it's about a 50-50. Some support him, some will not. You have this man holding a coin card. Remember I said about how he getting his finances and his money together? He may be putting something offshore. He may be investing in, maybe putting it in his children's name or other people's name. He's protecting his assets. He say he not finna go down like that. You have the door to personal healing and happiness. He's saying like, shit, I'm Diddy. Like, I'm Diddy, baby. Like, I'm love. I could get through this. He really believes. I don't know if he's just an extreme narcissist or if he just really believes in himself and believes that he's going to get through all of this. Do I feel as if he's going to go to jail? I don't think so. But I feel like at this point right now, it doesn't seem like he is. It feels like he's going to get put through the ringer in the media, in the public eye. There's a lot of things that's going to come out that'll be damaging to him in the public eye, where a lot of people won't want to mess with him again, but it's still not going to necessarily mess up all of his connections. You have the 7 chakra archangel Uriel card that came out. This came out in the reverse. 7 chakra card. I feel like he's not going to be as covered as he was. Remember I said he has a new spiritual team, or he's realigning with a more powerful spiritual team, a covering. I don't think he'll ever be covered like he was before, because it looked like he just got away with, I ain't gonna say the M word, but whatever he wanted to do. People have known about Diddy for years, but he just still has been in this industry, and people have act like they ain't heard what's been going on and what he been doing to these artists for many years, to these people. Like Justin Bieber, Usher when he was little. Like, people have heard these stories about Diddy. He calling other people daddy on podcasts, other men. What was that? Fabulous. I like when you say that, daddy, or whatever he was saying. People know about Diddy. People know about him. So it's not surprising. I don't know why people want to act like they surprised now. Okay. But it feels like he's losing. He's not going to have that part of covering that he's usually had. His protection is not all the way there like it used to. It's not going to be there. You have this yin and yang card. He's trying to get back into balance. There's still going to be people that want to F with him just because, but a lot of people are not. You have this anxiety card in reverse. This just means to me that there are going to be ups and downs. Emotional ups and downs. It almost feels like, not necessarily depression, but mental mental issues. I don't know if he deals with mental illness or bipolar depression or something like that. Bipolar. But it feels like there's some ups and downs with that. And I don't know if that's exacerbated by alleged D-use, D-R-U, y'all know the rest, use. But there may be some ups and downs in dealing with, I feel like, some mental issues with him. But for the most part, I would say within the next 6 months, some more things are going to come out. He's going to lose some connections, but also some people are still going to stick behind him family-wise and professional-wise. He's getting his coin together. He's protecting his assets. He's still going to be Diddy. A lot more things are going to come out. He's not going to have the protection that he used to have. But is it going to completely destroy him? No. He's going to continue to try and get things into balance. And he may deal with some mental issues as well. He may even come out and say, you know, I rededicated myself to the Lord, or this made me spiritually stronger in my connection, in my faith. You know how people come out when they go through certain things and then they want to come out and say now they've been reading, you know, holy scriptures, or they've been doing certain things and they kind of change their life around. You may see him come out and say different things like that. You know, this has made him a better person, and his perspective on relationships and people and different things like that. He's going to try and be vulnerable, you know, to the people. Are people going to believe it? Not necessarily so. Some people might just gloss it over and be like, okay, whatever, you know, because the public usually has amnesia. They'll counsel people for a period of time, but after certain times, they let that stuff slide and then they forget about it. And it just doesn't have such an impact as it used to. And I think this may happen with Diddy, but just stay tuned. Peace.